Hello, welcome to Phoenix for the United States Grand Prix of 1990, round number 1, and we are going to use the real grids and see how, for the whole season, and see how the game interprets those. So here we go. So Gerhardberger on pole, then Pierluigi Martini, an outstanding performance from Minardi, as well as Andrea De Cesaris. He is third on the grid, jeanalesi fourth in the Tyrrell, then ayrtonsenna fifth, so he's got a bit of work to do. If he can't get through those other 3 cars quick enough, his teammate may well pull away in the lead. And then you've got Piquet in 6th, Prost 7th on the grid, Grouillard in the fondmetal 8th, then Boutsen in the Williams 9th. So it is a bit of a topsy-turvy grid. You know, we're going to see quite big names running all the way down. Modena originally qualified 10th in this race, but I suppose when you've got to squeeze so many, there's a limit of 32 cars on the grid, and I suppose when the developers of this game have to squeeze so many cars in, things are going to, at some point, you're going to have to make a compromise. So Modena is not actually on this grid. So therefore everybody else is bumped up a position. Philippe Alliot was disqualified from the real life qualifying, I believe, according to the stats website. So he is going to be starting this race, but right at the back instead of, I think, the 19th or 20th place in which he actually qualified. See Nigel Mansell there in 16th. So he's quite far down. Then you've got the Suzuki, you've got Donnelly, you've got the 2 Arrows there. And then a little way behind them, you see Alessandro Nannini in the Benetton, the second Benetton. So he had a difficult qualifying as well. And then you've got Gregor Wojtek in the Brabham. So for some reason, Modena's Brabham isn't in it. I don't know if it's the way I selected the cars and teams for race 1, but Wojtek is. Warwick 23rd in the Lotus. Then the 2 Leighton Houses, Gugelmin and Capelli, starting 24th and 25th. Here we go. All looking set for the United States Grand Prix of 1990, the opening race. Let's see what Gerhardberger can do from pole position. Berger alongside a Minardi. That's not something you see every day. How are they going to get away? There we go. Let's look. And Berger away well. Martini also away well, and looking like he might be hoping to challenge for the lead here. But he will be on the outside when they get into turn 1. So, yeah, there goes Berger. Martini behind him into Cesaris. The 2 unexpected. And second and third places are away well. Senna is already up in the 4th, so he's already dealt with jeanalesi. So well done, Ayrton. He's on the path. And Martini and De Cesaris, though, are currently doing very well. They're still holding 2nd and 3rd place. And that's really good going from a pair of them. And Minardi and Dallara have never really seen such heights in Formula 1. Whether they can maintain that through this race remains to be seen, because Senna is on the hunt. Prost is up to 5th. He is on the hunt. Grouillard's up to 6th, so he's doing well. And Lacey has dropped back to 7th. So not particularly great for jeanalesi. He had high hopes of his qualifying position, but it's not turning out that way at the moment. So Berger leads Martini. De Cesaris is in 3rd. Senna in 4th place. I think Ayrton is starting to apply a bit of pressure to Andrea De Cesaris. So Gerhardberger getting away a little bit from Pierluigi Martini, as one might expect, being in that McLaren. And there was Prost, and De Cesaris has dropped behind him. I think Senna has disappeared. Yeah, I think Senna is out. He's had a problem. So Berger's still leading, and now is looking potentially pretty safe, because Senna is out of the race, and it's Prost who is up in the 4th place. I know the graphic is saying 5th. That's because someone's retired and the game has got confused about the standings. Martini has made a mistake, and he's dropped quite far back. And Piquet there is battling Senna. There you go. You can see he's totally written off his car, so he must have done that trying to pass De Cesaris. So Senna is out of the Grand Prix. Berger leading it at the end of lap 1. Andrea De Cesaris up in 2nd place. I think Alain Prost is now in 3rd. So, yeah, the professor showing that he means business already. And surely Prost will, well, I was going to say Prost will start to catch De Cesaris, but he's quite a way back at the moment. De Cesaris comfortable in 2nd place. He would love it if he could stay there. I mean, what a performance that would be for Andrea De Cesaris. But Prost is closing in a little bit. So we are gradually seeing some improvement there from Alain Prost, and maybe he will be able to compete for that 2nd place, because he is closing in. He's just measuring it and taking his time, as we know Alain Prost to do, but he is there when it counts. And Grouillard is up to 4th. There's Bernard currently holding back Piquet and one of the Williamses. I think that might be Boutsen. So Bernard up in the 5th, Piquet 6th, Boots in the 7th. They're having a nice little freeway battle there, and this will be quite interesting to watch, and there's not really that much going on at the front at the moment, so we might as well watch it. Bernard still in 5th place. It is very shuffled. It's been a very shuffled grid, and it's still a shuffled race, but some drivers have come up from positions where you wouldn't expect them to. Like Bernard started, I think, in 14th, and he's now up in 5th, and ahead of Nelson-Piquet, who started in 6th. Piquet now is looking to get that route back into 5th place, and Nelson-Piquet going around the outside of Bernard as he aims to get back into 5th and takes it. So Bernard drops back to 6th. He's now got to fend off Thierry Boutsen in the Williams, and Prost is ahead of De Cesaris. We said there wasn't that much happening in the front, but suddenly when nobody's watching, Prost pounces, and he's now got a clear attack at Gerhardberger in the lead. So can Alain Prost catch Berger? There's, I think, a lap and a bit to go. So we'll see. I mean, the rate Prost suddenly closed out and got past De Cesaris wouldn't surprise me, but of course Berger is in a McLaren, not a Dallara. So, and with Senna out, Berger maintains all of McLaren's hopes for this Grand Prix. So they've got to try to win it. Gerhardberger leading, Alain Prost. De Cesaris still in 3rd, looking good for that podium potentially. And then 4th place is oliviergrouillard, so he's done well in the fondmetal, moving up. And Piquet up in the 5th, Eric Bernard 6th at the moment. But Berger still leads the race. There is Prost, and a minute back to Grouillard and Piquet. And there we see that the Ligier of Larini, he's now up in the 7th, so he's not doing too badly. But Gerhardberger's name is in 13th, so what's happened is Berger out of the race? I think he might be. We're looking back. We can't see him. De Cesaris has lost his front wing as well. So what on earth is going on in this race? Absolute craziness. So much going on in this race, most of it off camera, but we can still see the results. And the results of it are that Alain Prost is leading, and I'm honestly not too sure who's in 2nd place now. It's absolutely crazy. Is it oliviergrouillard? I think he's the guy who stands to benefit from it. Nelson-Piquet would be up into 3rd now, I think. So well, that's assuming that De Cesaris has dropped back quick enough with his damaged front wing. So who knows? But the professor from 7th on the grid has worked his way through into the leading position, as he so often does. And Nelson-Piquet has found his way past oliviergrouillard. Then you've got Bernard up in the 4th. Or is it Bernard? Yeah, I don't know. It's so. This race is so hard to keep up with. I think Bernard was in 4th, but you can hear that they're saying there's smoke coming from his engine, so Bernard is now going to be out. I mean, what a crazy race. And there's still some minnows who are doing very well, just like in qualifying. Alain Prost is going to come through to win the Grand Prix. So Alain Prost is the winner of an absolutely crazy season opening race in Phoenix. Nelson-Piquet brings the car home 2nd in the end. oliviergrouillard does hold on to 3rd, so through all of the chaos, Grouillard did an absolutely outstanding performance. He's done very well. Nicola Larini up in the 4th in the Ligier. Gugelmin, I think he was 24th on the grid. He's finished in 5th. And Riccardo Patrese comes through to 6th in the Williams. So a point for Williams there. But wow, what a crazy race. De Cesaris finishes in 7th despite the lack of front wing. Such a shame for him that he didn't manage to make that count, because De Cesaris surely should have got at the very least on the podium, even if Piquet had managed to come up and pass him, because he had a good enough car to do it with the problems that everyone else had. Well, so yeah, what a result. What a result. What a race. So unfortunately, a lot of the action we didn't see on camera, but that does tend to happen around Phoenix. Things happen so quickly that you just don't pick up on them, and that's what we've seen today. But well, Alain Prost, he must have known it was going to happen, because he's obviously spent his entire race preparing himself for it, just taking it easy, taking his place. Everyone else made mistakes. Prost didn't, Piquet didn't. That's experience for you, I suppose. And Prost, on his debut for Ferrari, gets the win and gets the performance that he would absolutely have desired. So let's take you through the results again. So Prost wins the race from Nelson-Piquet. oliviergrouillard finishes 3rd. Then Nicola Larini 4th. Maurizio Gugelmin 5th. And Riccardo Patrese, he finished in 6th place. So the Drivers' Championship is the same. Prost 9 points, Piquet 6, Grouillard 4, Larini 3, Maurizio Gugelmin on 2, and Riccardo Patrese on 1. The Constructors' Championship opens up with Ferrari on 9, Benetton on 6, Fondmetal on 4, Ligier on 3, Leighton House 2, and Williams 1. And the question is, how are McLaren going to fight back from that? That would have been absolutely, dire for them to know and experience that they were in that position where they probably could have had the 1-2 here. But, Senna had the problem, hit something or somebody. We didn't actually see what happened to Ayrton Senna. And then Gerhardberger had, well, I can only assume some sort of mechanical issue and just stopped out on track from how quickly he dropped down. So lots of work to do for McLaren. No points. They are the reigning world champions. They still clearly have an extremely quick car, possibly still the quickest. But they have got an awful lot of work to do. Nigel Mansell, he had an anonymous race, finished down in 11th, but it's like Prix didn't do that well, considering that the Williams should be at a decent sort of top 4 constructors car, and you had guys like Larini and Gugelmin getting past him. So yeah, I think it's a strange race. We'll see more in the next couple of races where the land lies. But I think I'm going to try to work my way through this championship quite quickly, as opposed to the slow one I've done with the Evos. So yeah, keep tuned for more, because it won't be that far away.